Welcome in, beautiful souls. Um, I have a message that was delivered to me this morning, and it's a little. I mean, it's a little strange, how I got the message, but I'm just going to begin right away because I don't really know what else to do here because it's just I'm a little weirded out by it. But so we have the Tree of Life here. Now, the Tree of Life is about of course, it's about the cycle of life, right? It's also about clearing energies and, the different layers that are in the energy field. And this is also about like channeling the divine because, if you think about it, like the roots are into the earth, but yet all the, I wanted to say birds, that's weird, all the blossoms, fruit, flowers, leaves, they're all connected to source. You know what I mean? The source of light, of love, of everything. So this is so that it can expand your consciousness. This is what this reading I think is for. It's to expand your consciousness. And this all rests on the death of the ego, of course, right? So, I mean, this is to teach you that not to see yourself separate from anything else, and that you're part of like the whole tree. I guess that's what the analogy is going to be, right? So what they're basically saying is that, like a tree doesn't consider itself separate from wind, water, or the sun, or the leaves, the branches, even the birds that nest like in its trees. That's why I was trying to say birds. It doesn't see itself as separate from everything else. It's connected, you know what I mean? So they want you to call in your Lemurian guides to assist you during your meditation. And there's something here about the light language that's going to happen. Now, I think that's why they had me bring out these certain cards. I got high-pitched frequency going on in my ears right now. So this could be something that it was almost like someone just turned up the dial or something here for me. And the other thing here is the Restore card. This has a lot to do with you, like being able to go into nature, also being nurtured by like the shamanic signs. This is about you recalibrating. So you need to take that time to be alone for a little bit and do that resting so that you can integrate. And also it allows you to do reflections. So when you're doing the reflections, it allows for the light to expand. And, so this card's really calling for you to do some healing and some clearing. And the resting is very important right now with what's going on with all the energies. Hold on, I'm going to make some racket. I need to put this down here. It's behind my microphone. Okay, oops. Let me set it on this here. Try to catch anything. I'll keep an eye on it there. Okay, so the Beyond Cycles, this is also, you'll notice that there's a lot of circles in this reading. So, I believe this has a lot to do with all the different cycles that everybody is in. So the Beyond Cycles here, this is about releasing the old patterns. And that's why they want you to go into this like healing, type, taking the time to do the reflecting and the expanding, because that's where you do all that releasing of the old patterns and cosmic alignments can happen, right? And then it'll help you go into a new direction. They're also asking you to call in your dragon family. And that's funny too, because when I was out on my walk yesterday morning, I actually was like, somebody left a message in the comments, like, has anybody been getting any, interactions with the dragons? And I'm like, oh, that's interesting. I haven't really heard from the dragons in a while. I should probably check in and see what's up, what's going on. And that's what I was asking when I was out on my meditation walk. I was like, hey, dragons, like, are you around? Like, do you have a message for everybody? And they came to me this morning and they were like, now that you seem rested, we want to bring you a message. And I'm like, okay, cool, let's do it. And So they're like, okay, so just find some like whale music or like ocean music to put on and do a meditation. And I was like, oh yeah, what's up with the whales? Like, why do you guys keep bringing up the whales to me and the mountains and stuff? Can you explain that? You know, maybe if I have an understanding, then maybe I can help others to understand that. And they're like, yeah, sure. Like, you listening to these aquatic creatures like the whales, the dolphins, orcas, all of them, listening to them during a meditation, we can communicate with you very easily through that and bring you a lot more information. I'm like, what? You can do what? I was just like, wow, I didn't know that. That's weird. Is that why you've been for like over a year? I think I mentioned in other videos too. Like they really kept bringing up a lot about the whalephins, whatever that is, the whales and the dolphins. And I didn't know what the hell they were. You know, I mean, of course, because I wasn't following the signs, right? Like those were some of the shamanic signs. And the mountains also is one too. So I was just like, oh wow, I wasn't even paying attention. And of course, you know, being human, you know, we all do that, right? So yeah, so while I was in my meditation, I mean, there was like all this information. I'm just like, whoa, this is like freaky. I didn't experience like this kind of interaction before. So that was, I thought it was kind of cool. Anyway, so moving on. So this card here about the dragons, this is about your dragon family. They want you to trust your integrity. They want you to allow yourself to express your feelings without hiding your heart and not to look back, not to look back, but don't hold back your truth, you know, out of shame. Because I guess we all, in a way, do that. Like we do, you know, we don't realize that we carry shame, but we do, because when you try to make yourself smaller to fit into other people's world, or to just be a part of a circle or a group, you know what I mean? Like we all just, we don't express who we really are or truly want to be, like, you know, just to be, you know what I mean? So, you know, like it's really so that you can see all parts of yourself. And if you see any like darkness within you, it's because of it's a judgment from another. So you can just take a little more look closer at that, right? Because that really has a lot to do with the ego, right? So just take a little closer look at that, you know, the darkness that you feel about yourself, or you feel that others have judged you to make you think that you do. And the dragons too have also been labeled as dark creatures. So, you know, they completely understand where we're coming from with that. Now, the power of purification is not to destroy us, but the fire is to purify us. You know, and dragons will bring you safely to a loving space beyond the earth's denser thought forms. So don't hide the divine aspects of yourself, or to fear, like a, you know, like they said, like the dragon said, to fear a dragon is like the ego, right? So think of it that way. And to remember that your ego fears your freedom from it. So that's what really is what's constantly trying to keep us tethered to the ego in the first place. Now, I was just thinking when I was talking about that, I was just thinking about how oh, I forget what I was going to say. That was weird. I just heard a weird clunk here next to me. Like something just moved or something. That was weird. I wonder if the microphone caught that. Okay, so we're just going to move on. I can't remember what I was going to say here. Yeah, I can't remember. So the Well of Dreams here, this is pretty intense, because this is the Well of Dreams is about messages that are like dissolving the veil. So this is about like visions and creation, and this is about like the physical Eden of Lemuria that comes into being by our dreams. And you, like in your dream state, you could be receiving a lot of great healing and guidance, also inspiration. So especially if you wake up really tired, or I mean, even if waking up really, you, even if you're dreaming and you're like really busy in the dream, like I know there's times that I have dreams and I'm like, you know, I don't know, doing something in a dream. I don't know, say I'm like gardening or something, and then I'm off into another dream and I'm helping somebody move, and then I'm off into another dream, and just really busy, right? I'm really, really busy. So I wake up physically exhausted, like not just mentally, but physically. So, even if you don't remember your dreams and you're still waking up exhausted, so pay attention to this process, because really, this is like a portal to the etheric Lemuria, like our dreams. That's what they refer to. Like it's a portal. And, because you're going into the astral, right? So you can, like this well of dreams here, like you can actually clear your well of dreams if you're having like really, sleepless nights, or you're really, just having a lot of disrupted sleep or whatever. So you can clear your well of dreams by, so before you go to sleep, you focus and you call in your angels and your guides to shower it with light. And this will purify the consciousness and, for like the mental and the emotional energies. And it'll help you to sleep peacefully. If you're having like nightmares from like the past, you can connect with Lemuria to heal anything that is stuck in your well of dreams, and allow all these emotions to melt away, and to help you with the help of your Lemurian gods. You have to call them in, you know what I mean? So, sorry. So if you're dealing with like shadow energies, like or shadow dimensions, let's put it that way, because I know I've had some people make comments to me that they go into these dark type realms. So if you're going into like a shadow dimension, you can clear these discarnate entities, because they do not belong in your well of dreams, right? So these astral beings, they, that they probably at once had a body and are now just confused and are becoming codependent, and they could be using you for that, right? And so if you call in like the Pleiadians, sorry, they can help send them to the light. So which this would be like a really great act of service for you to do. And then you can continue on with your etheric dreaming with like in Lemuria, right? So you can also use this for visualizing and creating your own heart's desires. It would be almost like a vision board, sort of, kind of, you know what I mean? To do that. So hold on, I need a drink. I'm so thirsty. I've been drinking so much water, and I don't know if anybody else has been feeling this or not, but hold on, I gotta open this can, and I drink out of a copper water bottle, and it's got a squeaky lid. Hold on. So, I don't know if anybody else, like I said, I've been drinking like so much water, but I still feel really thirsty. And I thought like, because I was having that head pressure this morning again, so I've been like downing the water. But then I realized, I think it's just because of like ever since I had this, I mentioned it in a previous video, but I had during a meditation, an encounter with a mantis being. And he put like his fingers on either side. Oh, sorry. Look at that. That's the bag I keep over my microphone. I had it on the shelf. Come flying down. Things are moving around here this morning. It's weird. So, anyway, when he put his pressure on my temples, ever since when I'm they want me to do a reading and they want to bring information, I get this pressure. So I keep thinking that I'm dehydrated, but I know that's not it. I mean, they use the water to channel through me because the water carries energy, and it also is like a charger kind of thing, you know what I mean? Sorry, I just had to get down some water here. Drinking tea and water at the same time. Take a sip of tea, chug water, sip of tea, chug water. Okay, so the other thing too is, so this card here, the universe, you know, this has a lot to do with Metatron. I see Metatron's cube here in the forehead. And, you know, I see this butterfly here. So this tells me it's a lot about transformation for you. And, you know, the Metatron's cube, it's about, he wants you to see things. Well, I guess it's really about the flower of life, really. So, you know, but he wants you to see things from a higher place. So he's like, each being is supported no matter what is going on in your life. So they wanted to talk about light codes, bring in light codes like energies and geometrics. So these could be being received by letting go of the magnetic mind. Now, if you don't know what the magnetic mind is, that is about like, they want you to stop trying to control your thoughts and release the resistance by adopting a state of non-judgmental awareness. And when that happens, then like these light codes and the sacred geometry and the light language and, you know, these sacred places that have been left all around the world, you know, these can be activated within your DNA. But that can't happen until this happens, like until this awareness of judgmental awareness comes in and really sits into your psyche and becomes part of your heart space, right? So miraculous opportunities are able to be manifested by opening this, when you open this to the divine support. And previous life, like, you got to remember, like, so what happens is, like, in previous lifetimes we could be born as like dolphins, or excuse me, we could be born as like turtles or trees, or, you know, different things like that. So you couldn't be born as like, you know, this is the higher type thinking that they want you to understand. Like, you know, you could have been like all of these things for many, many lifetimes on different planets before you even decided to become a human, right? So, you know, this is like really important for them to get you to understand. So that's what Metatron really, his message was today. And then also, yeah, okay, so in this circle here, there's another circle here, and they have like the Merkaba, and they're also talking about, like, they're showing me all the different zodiac signs here around this circle. And they mentioned how that's why we all have so many placements in the different zodiacs, because we all really are born, like, we have like all the zodiacs within us when we're born. So like some are like me, I'm an Aquarian, but I have like Libra rising and stuff like that. So like, you know, like there's so many other aspects that go on in the chart. So that has a lot to do with your blueprint. Yeah, thanks, Spirit. So then we have the cosmic circles here. Now the cosmic circles is about raising your vibration to connect with the earth. And when you do that, you get instant healing. Like, you see these people here, they're like holding hands around the fire. But really what's going on is like, that's like their energetic body, how it's receiving the energies from the earth to heal it. You know what I mean? So this is what they're talking about with that. And it's also about connecting to the types of sacred geometry, and and then to receive the sacred light codes by, I don't know, different things like colors, stones, crop circles. Also, it can also happen through sacred places that have a lot of energy. And I noticed that sacred mountain came out again in this reading. So then we have the cosmic heart here. Now the cosmic heart is really our true home. That's when we're in our true light form, and we're not being, in a heavy vessel of a human or an animal or a tree, you know what I mean? So this is where, like, the source of all light, like the oneness, like creator, you know. So really, when you think about it, like all the pain and suffering that you might have been going through or are going through, the love of the cosmic heart will balance. Like when you turn, like a lot of people refer to it as God. So when you return, I keep trying to say return, but I don't mean return. Like when you try to, well, I guess return, because when we're going through a lot, well, I guess this is what happens. So, like we're just living our lives, right? And then terrible things happen to us. But, like when we're like having like good times, we don't tend to focus too much on the creator or God, or, you know what I mean? It's only in our moments of weakness and despair that we then turn to a higher source and then start begging for help, right? So really, I guess that's where, they want to talk about, like connecting through the cosmic heart. It'll help balance you and center you, and it'll connect you to source love. Also, it'll connect you to your own self-love. So really, maybe that's why it is the way it is. Like when we go through a lot of suffering, that's what makes us turn our attention more to a cosmic creator. Do you know what I mean? And, then we start asking our angels and gods or whatever, you know what I mean? Because the pain forces us to. So then we have the sacred mountain here. And I guess this is where, you can go for healing. You don't have to physically go there. You can connect there. Like, I'll just explain a little bit. I know lots of times when I was going through a lot of my healing, and I would go into meditations, dragons would come and they would take me to these sacred mountains, and healing would take place through my chakra system. And I noticed a lot of difference after those healing sessions. So I was very grateful for them. So this is something that you can do in a meditation as well. You can call in your dragon, call in the Lemurians, your Pleiadian guides, like, your angels, whatever you feel comfortable with calling in. And, just tell them, like, this is what you're looking for. This is what you need. And they will help you, right? So it also, when you go to these sacred places, it actually, because it's like doing work like on an unconscious level, it also brings harmony and insight, and it can remove, like the demons that we carry within us, right? And also bring us like higher visions, because it can activate the wisdom that we already have within our heart system. And, it can then help with the pineal gland with those visions, like I said, which is your third eye. So, hold on, I need another sip. I'm so dry, sorry. Also, while I was doing that download, they were showing me cards that they wanted me to bring out. So I'm going to grab those decks if you just kind of excuse a little bit of clunking around here. So what was the other deck you wanted? Oh, God, I can't even get this one open. There was another deck, sorry, Spirit. I don't remember what deck it was that you wanted. They do, like, while they're talking to me, they're showing me pictures in my mind's eye. So if I don't act on those right away, oh, the sacred geometry? I have two decks. There's two different decks, so I don't know which one they want. Which one? Right one. Of course you want that one. Of course you want this one. I'm not familiar with the cards. They just showed me a picture of a mountain on one of them here on the box, so I don't know if that's what is going to come out or not. Okay, so there, I got the two decks that they wanted here. All right. So, you know, it was funny too because once all these cards came out, I split the deck and it came out on the whale teaching, and I thought, isn't that funny? Because they were telling me about how the whales were, you know, they can communicate with me better through the whales. So I thought that, oh look, it's cards integration. Oops. And portals, yeah. You know, and that's what they were just talking about, like the portals into Lemuria. The integration. Look, another turtle and a little turtle. Yeah, these are all your light bodies, right? This is what they're talking about. Do you want these cards? Okay, I'm just going to keep them out because, right, I'm going to move them aside here. Okay, so the other thing too is I shuffled and cut this deck, and it says Soul Star Chakra merging with the divine, and that's exactly what they want you to do, to go these sacred spaces so you can merge with the divine energies, right? So, oh, look, the crown chakra's right behind it. The unlimited self. Okay, if you want another... Yeah, and then right behind that is the high heart chakra. The ecstatic bliss. So you want all these? Communication, co-creation. Yeah, and this is what they've been talking about. Okay, I'm just going to move this aside too. Oh yeah, they wanted me to bring out one of these cards here. One of these, what's this one? Number 40, remember. You know how they were talking about like all the different like crop circles, because this reminds me of a crop circle here. They're talking about the crop circles. This kind of gives me like a craft with like energy light coming down. You know, there's spirals and all that. You know, they were talking about a lot of these sacred places that because the like Stonehenge and many other places, you know, those places have special energy to them, right? So like I guess even in Egypt and those in the pyramids and stuff like that, like the Mayan temples, is it? Is that what you're saying? Yeah, these places are all especially, where is it? I think, is it Hawaii? I think I don't know, is it Maui? I think that's like the cosmic heart of could be why they tried to destroy it with fire there a few years back. Yeah, I was just thinking, yeah, that's interesting. There was a guy there, Master of Trillions, no kidding. I was just thinking about him too. There was a guy there that I used to follow, and he kind of just disappeared off my YouTube feed. I don't know if he was, if they unfollowed me from him. You know how they do that. I used to do these group meditation things, and he was like a very high level being. He vibrated very high, and he was there. And I heard that when they created that, well, they talk about that blue beam, right, that hit there and caused all those fires. They were apparently, from what I understand, that they were after him. They were trying to eliminate him. However, he was saved. You know, I think he left just before it happened. Like he was guided to get the hell out of Dodge. It's just like when, you know, when I go into places and like, you know, my gods are just like, oh, you better delete that, or you get away from that, or you know what I mean? Like they give me complete heads up, right? And I don't remember his name, which is disappointing because I really loved doing it. Look at that. Megalithic gateway. Oh, you want that card, Spirit? Look at the things that are coming off these planets. You know, I think that's because they were talking about earlier yesterday, I think it was last night, I can't remember. They were talking to me about like how all these planets are aligning, and because they're aligning the way they are, you know, because this is all happening like with the Lion's portal. There's something really big going on with this Lion's portal. You know, like see all this energy that's coming off of these different planets? Saturn and Neptune and Mars, and I think that's Jupiter. And then even Earth, like even though Earth absorbs a lot of energies, it's also giving off energy. Okay, so they want me to put these cards aside to read later. What is this? Future universes. I'm just talking about those spirals. You know, more circles. I keep bringing up the circles. I love this. Okay, let's see. Oop. Oh my gosh. Stop moving. There we go. Thank you. I keep feeling like they want this card. Do you want this card, Spirit? Not at this time. Okay. All right. That's for another reading. Could be the I have a reading to do right after this too, because I did a meditation a few days ago, and but I was too tired. I needed to go into a rest period for a few days, and like the other day, like I literally slept. I think it was Saturday. I slept almost the whole day. Okay, so communication, co-creation. You want this one? Look at that right behind it. It's a third eye chakra, just like I was talking about in my download. The pineal perspective. No kidding, Spirit. I didn't know these cards were in this deck. Sometimes I don't see I've had this deck for a long time too. I haven't seen this card before. These, no, they won't fit over there. Okay. Let's leave these here, I guess. Yeah, look at these, all these different like shapes and codes and energy. Wow. And you know, I'm going to tell you something too. Like I do these readings and I don't like feel anything or whatever. But then when I have to do like, when I go to review these at the end, sometimes I start like, it's like I get an activation from them. So you could be like receiving some kind of activation today. Somebody out there. Okay. They want me to read this card. So I'm going to set that aside. Okay. Let me move this deck out of the way too. We're done with that. You're not done with that. So then I shuffled this. Well, I tried to shuffle it, but when I split it to shuffle it, this card here, belief, came out. So it says the frequency of belief supports our sense of worth, self-worth, based on our gifts and talents and a strong connection to source. And I thought, well, that's all like the cosmic heart source here, right? Let me move this out of the way too. Okay, let's see here. It is so hot. I don't want to turn on the fan because it just makes the sound so terrible here. Okay, so what card do you want to come out here for this? Delight. The frequency of delight supports our capacity to create experience feelings of intense joy and happiness. The more delight we feel, the more delight we invoke in others. You know, this has a lot to do with that sacred mountain thing. Wow. Cosmic flower. I was just thinking, wow, that looks like a flower. Cosmic flower. I was just talking about Metatron's cube, the cosmic flower. The frequency of cosmic flower activates our remembrance of the place we call home, the core from which we pour our magnificence out into the world. No kidding. Okay, I'm just going to keep this aside. I don't have any more room. Okay. Man, it's warm. All right, so they want me to pull out one of these here. One, evolution, trust. Yeah, that's the other thing too. I've noticed that they're the numbers. So we have like here we have like this triangle of 10, 10, 10. And then we have like 1, 1. And then we have 11. So you could be seeing 11, 11. Or, I don't, where's the 11? Oh, I think I put it back into the deck. Sorry. Sorry, Spirit. Oh, yeah, there's 11 here, and then there's 1 here, and then there's 1 there. Okay, 11, 11, yeah, that's right. Sorry. All right, so, let's see. What else do you want us to know here? No. Oh my gosh. Relationship, flexibility. Being flexible is extremely important and essential in relationships now. Look at that. I don't know if you can tell that, but it's got like this spiral, but it looks like the flower, almost identical to this one here in the center. Jeez. All right. This one is, okay, what's that now? Relationship communication. Communicate more clearly by allowing space for both listening and speaking. Wow, it's amazing. It's this one. Nature. Fire. You know, just like they were talking about the dragons, like, you know, about going through the fire. You are a divine spark of light, here to bring the light of your fire into the world. And that's really what it is, you know what I mean? It's what it's really all about. This is some pretty cards going on here. Okay, they was pulled like the prettiest deck. Do you want another one of these cards? I keep feeling drawn back to this deck. Evolution. Quiet yourself and listen to your inner voice. The answers are always within your heart. I thought I left it with that. I didn't realize I put that card on the bottom. All right, let's see here. Another card. You know, I've got a lot of beings here today. I have like the Lemurians, the Pleiadians, the dragons. And then my own guides. Whoa. Oh, no kidding. Not these. So we have healing, separation. Focus on how you are more like others rather than focusing on your differences. Yeah, because we're all one. So, you know, we're all basically the same, right? So I guess that's what they're referring to. This diamond-like energy. You know, this looks a lot like the Merkaba, too. Like, okay, so then we have nature and earth. Walk outside in nature, putting your feet firmly on the ground to connect with the earth that supports you. You know, they brought that up a couple times already here. You know, you get a lot of healing through the earth. You know, your purpose and service. Your highest service in the world is to refine and become the best version of yourself. Yeah, healing and joy. You know, just like the delight here. Find joy in your life every day to fully heal. Yeah, yeah, okay. And there's that Merkaba there. You know, there's so many circles going on in this reading. So there's so many people going through so many cycles. Oh my God, Lord, I just split it on healing again. Remember, the only constant in the universe is change. You are always changing. Yeah, remember that. You're always changing. Even through the storms. Like the storms are what makes you change, right? So they want one of these. Okay, so they're going to have me do this. These up here. Soul writing. Inward revolution. Okay. What do you want here, Spirit? Just one? It's so humid here, it makes the cards really sticky. These cards are thick. They feel like more than one. Just the one little soul family. No kidding. Oh, look at those. Are those dragons? I don't know what those creatures are. I don't think they're dragons. They look like some kind of prehistoric cats or something, maybe? Yeah, they have these like ancient beings here too. I don't know if they're like some type of temple or I don't know. Okay. I know they want this one. Want another one of these? And I just noticed that I put 9 on top of a 9. Contribution to the whole. Yeah, spiritual worth. Look at that. Trust the unknown. Yeah, it's number 1 too. Another 1. Okay. They want me to read this constellation one. Check out the star. Yeah, they're showing a lot of flowers too. They just move this deck. Is there something here you want? Awakening. You know, seem a lot similar to that one there, no? But these are completely different decks. Oh, look, underneath 3 is channeling. And that's exactly what you're doing when you're, when you go to these sacred mountains, these sacred places. You're channeling. It's awakening. Yeah, see, these are completely different decks. Look. But yet the pattern is the same, but it's almost like this is so tiny, I don't think you could really see it, but then it's like so much bigger and brighter here. Oh, I get upside down, sorry. Yeah, I'm not so good at this. Yeah, I think it's like something to do with bringing your light online. All right. Let's see here. Yeah, and I put it right on the third eye chakra too. Look at that. The communication, co-creation is your spiritual worth. Yeah, because, okay. That has a lot to do with what my download was there. These cards. Look at this one. Whoa. Aren't you a beautiful one? This is delight. Okay, I don't know what that card means. All right, so they want me to read this card and this card. Oh, this one. Let me turn this one over. Meditation. No kidding. Because they talked about how going into like meditation for like to clean your well of dreams, and also go into meditation to go to these sacred places and get out into nature and meditate there with the trees, connect with the trees. You know, I notice that they keep showing like this heart, like the hearts here, the cosmic heart. They're bringing up the cosmic heart. All right, Spirit, what do you want here? You want something here for this constellation? What is this? Constellation. Find the patterns. Yeah, because this is exactly what they were talking about in the pre-download about you know, us finding the patterns, right? And I was saying how like I wasn't following the patterns, I wasn't paying attention because they, you know, I wasn't asking about the wolfins and the wolfins. What do we keep calling the wolfins? The whales and the dolphins. It's a new word, wolfins. Weird. Because I wasn't like every time, like I wasn't asking. I could have just like went into a meditation and asked, right? But I get so distracted with real life, just like you probably do. Okay, so the constellation here, you can be described as the way things are put together. When we combine things and arrange them together, we usually look to achieve a certain result, balance, or harmony between them. Sometimes that pleases our eyes or ears, makes sense to our minds, or feels good in our hearts. Mostly, the term constellation is used to describe the group of stars, but in a larger perspective, it can refer to the configuration of ideas, thoughts, objects, and characteristics as well. The invitation of this card is to even include the world of elusive energies and emotions. Now that we are becoming more aware of our multidimensionality of reality, we recognize that everything in life is based on repetition of patterns that apply to the macro world of the cosmos, stars, and the planets, the micro world of cells and atoms, and even the realms of delicate energies that are expressed in feelings, intuition, and emotions. Everything arranges itself according to sacred patterns. Everything is vibration, and the world of matter and the world of energy are not separate, but in fact completely intertwined and entangled. My dog is outside the door groaning. Hold on, I'll have to grab her in a second here. Hold on, Star. So just like the cosmos arranges stars and planets in harmony, and nature arranges our cells and atoms to work together toward optimal well-being, we are invited to constellate our emotions, feelings, and thoughts in a manner that brings us the most inner peace and harmony. According to the quantum model, our outer world is a reflection of our inner being, and our inner composure will have a direct effect on the way our life unfolds around us. Modern magicians who have the ability to harmonize their inner and outer selves separately, as well as in constellation with each other, will be able to flow gracefully with the ongoing and ever-changing currents currents that affect the 3D as well as dimensional realm. Star, knock it off for a sec. And thus create joy and harmony in their lives. So this is why that's what they were talking about with the sacred mountains and the cosmic heart and changing, that non-judgmental thing. Because when you change that non-judgmental thing, we're able to we're able to okay, hold on. Do you want to come up here? Come here. Oh, my goodness. Ooh, she's so old. She can't jump up on the bed anymore. Plus, she's probably like 5 pounds overweight. Doesn't sound like a lot, but for a little dog, it is a lot. So, yeah. So, when they're talking about, getting rid of that, the non-judgmental awareness, like having that, it brings like miraculous opportunities so that we're able to manifest, and we can do this with divine support, right? So understanding that, we've been all these different creatures and things like through many, or like our soul never dies. Like our soul just keeps going on and on because we're just light, right? So they want me to read number 35 here before I move on. That's a pretty cool looking card. This almost kind of gives me that, your inner and your outer world, right? Like, like I just read here with the constellation card. Number 35. What is this? Celebration. Oh, and it comes right on delight. Funny. It is time to take off your work hat and let your hair down. It's time to go have fun. Sing, dance, play, and be wild. Really let yourself loose. Let go of the stresses of your day, your daily life, for just a little while, and get out and enjoy yourself like you used to before you grew up. Your heart needs this. Your mind needs this. And most importantly, your spirit needs this. Get out there and celebrate life, celebrate pleasure, and celebrate being you. That's beautiful. All right, so what do you want now, Spirit? Oh, some of these? Okay. Just a couple or what? Echoes of one. So you have the male here and the female there. And more circles. Another 9 too. The Visca Pisca. Oh, that's funny because you know what? That's one of those sacred things that they were talking about. Yeah, I didn't mention it because I always get my tongue tied if I don't see the writing. That's it. Okay, cool. I don't know what any of these are, but the triangle. I've always had this strong connection to triangles, and I didn't really understand why. Because even like I was telling somebody there not that long ago that even if like I male, my God, what's going on? Even if I mowed the lawn, it would end up in a triangle in the middle. And I'm like, how do I even manage this? Like, I never even understood how I ever did it. Like, you know what I mean? And then I found out not that long ago that there is a triangle portal, which I did find out that it was a portal. I just didn't know where it was. But I've always been really drawn to go to... Oh, they just wiped my mind. Why'd you wipe my mind? Okay, I guess they don't want me to talk about it. Okay. All right. Sorry. So it's in the mountains of Arizona. There's a portal there. And it's a triangle portal. Okay. So I wonder if there's a circle one somewhere. Okay, let's see here. What is... I don't know what these mean. Number 9. The greater whole. Okay. This card challenges you to observe relationships in your present life and ask yourself if they exist in the old manner of power and dominance and manipulation, or if they are learning to cultivate shared visions for your future and the power to create a divine oneness. Hold on. So I have throat interference going on here. I started to get like all kinds of tickling going on. So this is the old paradigm. As we enter the Aquarian age, this relationship to power will manifest as co-creation and become power to, not power over. This evolution will take place in individuals who make a conscious choice to cultivate shared power and cooperation. And that makes complete sense too, because of everything they were talking about in the very beginning. So then we have... Oh, I just realized we have... these are all like together. Birth portal. I was just talking about portal. Oh, the circle, that birth portal. I guess that makes sense. Okay. So this card is... So you can examine interactions that you have with loved ones and colleagues. Are you co-creating as a synergistic expression of shared wisdom and respect? Are you seeing eye to eye? Are you mutually speaking your truth? Then choosing the Vesca Pisca confirms the wholeness of your relationship and honors the potential that comes into being as a result of respect and cooperation. If, on the other hand, the spheres of influence overlap in an off-centering configuration, you will likely find yourself dissatisfied and looking elsewhere for completion. If this is the case, the question becomes whether it is possible to realign energies and bring a new sense of balance and cooperation. Take action to bring about this adjustment so that all your relationship birth into growth and greater understanding. Okay. The Trinity, okay. Drawing this card denotes movement towards strength and completion. You are moving on a life path that puts you in touch with synthesis, oh my God, of the elements of growth, joy, and freedom. Wherever you are on that path, take a moment to acknowledge the progress that you are making and renew your resolve to act in accordance with that which strengthens and assists you in enjoying and fulfilling your life's purpose. All right, and then these ones here. future universes, a methodologic gateway. So number 12, you know, I noticed that they have like 12 and 21 here, which is 3, 3. You have a lot of 2s on the board, 9s, 8s. You have 3 8s here on the board. So you have 8, 8, 8. 3, 3, 2, 2. Some 9s, some 7s. Actually, you got 4 8s if you include 35 here. It's at 19. That's another 10. Let's see here, 12. Let's see. Initiatory pathway, path 2. Light body expansion and tools of mastery over your perception and experience. That's what this card, that's the section that this card is in. So, initiatory pathway expansion, light body expansion. Cool. Okay. What do you want me to read here? Okay, so they have this thing on how you can connect with your higher self. You want me to read this whole thing? Okay, within you resides every wisdom of your life's unfoldment. In each moment, a limitless number of tracks lie before you. That the moment of now is the convergence of every choice you've ever made. Yet ahead of you lies every possible outcome of each future choice, a profusion of parallel universes. With each decision, a segment of your life track moves from the realm of potential to the realm of the manifest. A sector of a parallel universe locks into this reality. Some choices disappear and new choices emerge with each decision you make. In the space-time continuum, Madrid variations of your life play out simultaneously. Okay. You are at a choice point, beloved star child. You are sitting on a node from which multiple life tracks diverge. In the quantum field of possibility, there is no right or wrong, no positive or negative, but there is simply cause and effect. There is what is right for you. At the highest level of consciousness, each outcome on earth provides your soul with an experience, nothing more, nothing less. Collectively, your species chose to be an embodiment of heaven on earth. Creator made manifest to be God in a bod. From this perspective, there is no positive or negative. There is just what is. Every single possible permutation and combination of human experience is within the mind of the Creator. You are never outside of bounds. Yet, as a human manifestation of universal consciousness, you have desire, passion, and preference. Let those be your guide as you sit upon your nodal seat. Connect with your heart. In all culture, the mind is overvalued. The mind was created to be in service to the heart. The action principle can now take action when it has something to move toward. Otherwise, it spins aimlessly, wasting precious energy. The being principle must first receive the vision, connect with passion, and feel desire. Only then can meaningful action, which is purposeful and focused, be taken. From this heart perspective, your choices become less overwhelming. Another instrument to reveal the choice that is right for you is to connect with your future self in the timeline you are considering. From your grounded core, you can drop into a peaceful, detached, meditative state and call forward your future self who resides in the parallel universe which this particular choice has been made. Use your heart as the portal to download the essential information, emotions, and perspectives from your higher self. In the realm of spirit, when you are in formless form and have access to all dimensions of consciousness, time and space are an illusion. Past, present, and future all happen simultaneously, and you also have great mastery over travel between the realms. As your species ascends in consciousness, you are regaining the ability to move seamlessly between dimensions of space and time. You are becoming aware of the multiple realities coexisting simultaneously. You are recognizing the immense power you have in making a choice. Be deliberate and thoughtful in your decision making. Yet, at the same time, remember, there is no wrong decision. There is just movement along a timeline. And there's a ritual here to connect with your future self. So for this ritual, you will need a pad of paper, pen, candle, and a lightweight scarf or a veil or cloth to put over your head. Oh, I'd hate that. Choose a time where you are calm and your world is quiet and undisturbed. Create sacred space. Place your candle where you can reach it and take a comfortable seat. Reflect on the decision you wish to make and let the options that you have in the matter come to mind. Then write each option down using a separate piece of paper for each one. Light your candle. Take option 1 and place it under or next to the candle, which symbolizes the light of illumination. Sorry, I just kind of blanked out there for a second there. Oh, sorry. Okay, so which symbolizes the light of illumination, elucidating this particular choice. Your veil is to act as an energetic filter, refining and focusing your inner sight. When you are ready to begin, place the scarf over your head so that your face is covered and take a few deep breaths. Imagine this veil filtering out confusion, fear, and misinformation. It also halts other people's expectations or influences. Inside the veil, you have full access to your passion, truth, and desires. The veil clarifies your vision, and you gain a true reading as to how this choice would affect you and what your life would look like should you choose that option. Repeat the following incantation then close your eyes and follow the specified timeline to appear in your mind and energy field. I will actually put this little incantation if anybody wants to try this out. So, parallel timeline of my choosing, materialize for my pursuing, future self, I ask your wisdom, show me what this choice becomes. I see how my life is affected, how everything is interconnected. My body registers how this choice feels. The resonance of dissonance within reveals if this decision is best for me and whether or not it will make me happy. And then it says, take as long as necessary for this parallel universe to congeal and present itself to you. Give yourself permission to fully insert yourself into the future timeline to gather the information you need to make an informed decision. When you are clear that you have what you need to accurately assess this option, close the portal. Repeat the process over with each option you wrote on a piece of paper. Let your future self show you what your life looks like and, more importantly, feel like when contemplating each choice. Then notice how your body feels in present time. Your body is a highly tuned receiver and contains all of your answers. If you only know how to tune in and receive this message. When you are complete, thank your guides and your future self and blow your candle. Your ritual is complete. So I said, I'll do that. I'll put that in the description in case anybody wants to try that out. So this is a different type of initiatory path, activating higher consciousness, the astral plane. So let's see here, number 29. Okay. Dearest Galactic Traveler, there is a powerful megalithic complex that has been beckoning to you in the higher planes of consciousness. What has been the content of your dreams lately? Is something stirring in your subconscious that you can't quite put your finger on? You know, and that's funny because that's what I was talking about earlier with the Well of Dreams here. Well of Dreams card. This was all about the Well of Dreams here. Are past life memories surfacing for untold reasons? Have you felt a restlessness or calling to travel? Maybe you've been experiencing the desire to connect with ancient rituals, rites, or ceremonies in the very temples in which they were initially performed. Oh, we're just talking about all the spirit. You sure we need this? Okay. Somewhere in the world, there is an ancient sacred site waiting to awaken dormant memories in your cells and activate the series of light codes in your DNA. This location has specific harmonic resonance with your personal frequency as well as where you are currently in your life journey. This sacred site will prepare you for the next phase of your cosmic mission. It is like the pyramids of Giza, the Göbekli Tepe, I never heard of that, and Teotihuacan, Stonehenge, Machu Picchu. It is a site, you know, and I think this mountain, this one's called, what's that called now? Oh, I can't remember the name of that one. It is a site that is known, but as for yet undiscovered, such as Atlantis. Your heart knows, as it has a direct link to the higher frequencies of divine communication, bypassing the doubt and chatter of the mind. Still yourself and listen, and be assured that the energetic transmission will be no less potent, whether it be well-known global destination or a hidden gem tucked away quietly in the corner of your home state. The size and eminence do not matter. Our vibrational frequency of this megalithic marvel will be an elixir for your soul and open a gateway to refined knowledge. You are being asked to step into an initiation, and this holy structure and its sacred grounds will be your priestess. If you are unclear which site is calling you, listen closely to conversations over the next few days. Pay attention to what you see on TV or read in a magazine. Communication can come in many forms, and through the most unwitting messenger. There is no such thing as coincidence, so do not discount the message you receive, nor the method in which it is conveyed, even if it seems incredible. This hallowed temple ground is pursuing you. Do not fear that you will miss the message. If you are already clear which site is calling you, consider your spirit for consider asking spirit for validation or suggest timing for you to visit or engage with the site. Hold on, I need a drink. Again, this is just a repeat of what I already said in the beginning. And thank you, Spirit. Shangri-La. Shangri-La. I think that's the name of that mountain in that card. Thank you. Oh, sorry. Okay. In many ancient cultures, both extinct and surviving, tribal wisdom keepers describe megalithic sites as having been inspired, built, or directed by the gods. They speak of beings coming down from the heaven or the sky, teaching them advanced skills and helping them build these monumental structures. Our ancestors would not expand or expend so much time, energy, and resources to build these sites if the sites didn't have greater purpose and meaning. Particularly, every sacred site discovered on the planet aligns in some way to the stars' positions, solstices, equinoxes, constellations, and other celestial positions and cycles. These civilizations were aided by our star relatives. Even in ruins or disarray, the structures still hold potency and the coding of enlightening times. Esoteric knowledge, stargates, interstellar travel, alchemy, divine mysteries, and more. If it is implausible for you to personally visit the site that is calling you, there are still ways to energetically connect with it and receive the full scope of your initiation. Print photos. Oh, this is a long one. Print photos of the site and place them in your surroundings. Buy a book or watch a video that features them. Journal about what you see, hear, or read about them. Purchase a statue or model of the site that you can hold and look at. Perform ceremony to proclaim your readiness to step through the initiatory gateway into the mysteries of the temple ground. Ask the spirit of the site to seed your dreams or meditations or to perform transmissions through these times. Ask the oversoul of the structure itself how it would have you walk through this period of upgrade and awakening. Lord, I put it right out on awakening. Funny spirit. And you have the third eye, so it goes the megalithic gateway, awakening, third eye. Spiritual worth and co-creation. Funny. Okay. And I think the cosmic heart is underneath here too. Yeah. Cosmic heart's right there. And the purpose and service. Oh my God, spirit. Okay. Listen to your intuition, and this initiatory process may last for several months or even more than a year. The coding and the transmissions are powerful, and your energy body can only withstand and integrate so much at a time. Ask your personal vibration. As your personal vibration rises, you'll be able to receive future transmission more frequently. Give yourself plenty of downtime for self-care, reflection, and integration. And this is what I was just talking about all in the beginning, right? About how, like, the resting, it was the very first card. It was all about, like, taking the rest and all that. Okay. As time progresses, you will gain the desired clarity and illumination you are seeking. Do not be surprised if the next steps of your earth walk take you to a completely new and exhilarating direction. And they said that, that you're going into a new direction. It'll take you in a new direction. Anyway. Okay, so there's a ritual of temple initiation. Oh my God, spirit. A crystal grid is a potent and compact way to harness and focus the energies of the sacred megalithic site that desires to connect with you. If you have ever created a grid, do not worry about doing it right. Listen to your intuition and invoke the high priestess of the temple grounds to guide you. Whatever you design will be perfect. Your grid can be assembled outdoors, indoors or out, and can be any size, from a few inches to a few feet in diameter. Oh my God. This is cool because you know what? When I moved here, I wanted to create a circle with where I live here right now. There's all these, where did I put that? Oh, I put it here. It's funny why they had me put that aside. It's quartz and it's everywhere here. And there's like big rocks and stuff. And I wanted to create a circle so that I could meditate in the center of it. But you know why I didn't do it? Because where I was going to do it, they ended up using it to call meat birds. And I just felt like because there was so much blood on the land, I didn't feel like it was a good place to do it anymore. Ugh. So now I could do it inside, I suppose. Well, and I was guided to do that like 3 years ago. Again, not following the patterns or the listening to my intuition, you know what I mean? So it's even like the smallest of things, you know, you don't think that it matters, but it really does. Okay. For increased alchemy, you might choose to lay your grid out on a cloth stamped with Reiki symbols or sacred geometry patterns such as the flower of life or Metatron's cube. So funny, Spirit. Because look, Metatron's cube is like right there. That's so funny. Oh my gosh. I love when they do that. You can choose to draw a diagram of the grid before you collect your rocks and crystals. Oh my God, I just talked about those rocks. You might gather them and then see how they want to be arranged. The stone peoples that want to be a part of this grid will make themselves known to you. So listen for their call as you ceremonially walk through your house or yard. They have their own consciousness and will tell you which of them to select, where to place them, and how to care for them. No kidding. You know, every time I've been out doing meditation walks, they've been pointing out these rocks to me, the same type, but they're a smaller, and I'm just like, oh yeah, they're pretty, and I just keep walking, right? I just think they're pointing them out to me and just say, oh, look at these rocks. But now I think I understand this in a whole different way. Okay. You know, I get just as much out of these readings as you guys do because it helps bring clarifying, you know, things to me too. Because, like I let life really get in the way, and I'm just worried about doing laundry and walking the dogs. You know what I mean? But like they do, like, again, in everyday life, they do kind of show us stuff, right? Okay. Let's see. Next, clear the stones of any previous programming, creating a cleaning slate upon which to activate their new purpose. If you know how to use a pendulum and feel confident in your ability to communicate with the crystals, ask them how they prefer to be cleansed. They might suggest sage or sweetgrass or smudge them, putting them outside in the sun or moon, or giving them a ritual bath. As you conduct your clearing ceremony, declare, I release any unhealthy or detrimental energies acquired during the mining, sorting, cleaning, handling, shipping, or sale of each of these stone people. Speak their blessings and prayers as you are led to do. To honor their sovereignty and to validate their willingness to support you, confirm with the pieces you have, with their permission, to use them for the intended purpose of your grid. When you are full agreement, begin to ceremoniously place your stones. You might choose to drum, rattle, sing, or pray while you lay out your grid. Before I started this reading, I got the tingles on my head. It was weird too because I was thinking about water and putting crystals in water. And I was like, why are you even thinking about that? That's weird. Why would you be thinking about putting crystals in water? Once your grid is established, call upon the name and essence of the ancient megalithic site. Use sacred noisemakers such as drums, rattles, bells, or your own voice to raise the energies and bring the grid online. Announce your intention for this grid to act as a spiritual capacitor, the energetic gateway to commune with the intelligence of the site and hold its frequency in microcosm. Infuse your grid with the etheric imprint of the temple grounds and proclaim your readiness as an initiate to step into her mysteries. Use a line of stones or some other kind of prop as a threshold to symbolically step over, signifying your commencement into the initiatory cycle. Your initiation ritual is now complete. Continue to commune with your grid in the coming months as your intuition guides you. You know, the other thing too is I've always told people, like when it's come out in my personal readings, that if you're being initiated in, to always say that you accept the initiation as long as it's from the light and love of the Christ consciousness and for the highest good of all. Because then you don't have to be concerned about anything negative, like kind of hijacking it or like clinging on, you know what I mean? Well, that was a lot of information, Spirit. Okay, so I'm just going to close the reading, and I hope this video found you well. And I hope it's been informative. I actually got a lot out of it. I hope you guys do too. So with that, I have no idea what I'm going to call it. But I'm going to bid you a good day. I'm going to send you all my love and light. And I guess that's it. Bye, everybody.